Hey, what's up, guys? It is Cosmic Jellybean, and today I'm going to be talking about whether or not you should buy the expansions. Now, do I recommend the expansions? Yes, 100%. The expansions are great, both of them, and you get both of them in one bundle. But I'm going to talk to you about, can you play this game for free? A lot of people um, are kind of weird when it comes to playing PC games or MMORPGs, and the whole idea of having to buy a second game. Say when you buy the first game, you're like, oh, I already have the main game. Why should I have to buy more games or something like that? You know, they see them as like DLCs or something like that for Call of Duty, where a DLC will do something like add one extra map or something like that. In the case of an MMORPG, expansions are adding an entirely new world. Now, does this mean that you're going to be missing out stuff if you play Guild Wars for free? Not necessarily. What I recommend is you play through the game up until level 80, because at 80, that's when you're actually going to be able to take advantage of either or of the expansions. You know what I mean? Either of the expansions. So first you have Heart of Thorns, which was the very first expansion, which is my favorite expansion. I still try to play through it every once in a while on all my new characters. It's just a really fun place. I don't know why, but it's not too big, but it feels like it has a lot of depth. So that's my favorite expansion. But you can't play either of the expansions until you're level 80. Man, I had to get that thing out of my face. But here you have the whole world that you'll be playing in, right? This is the bulk and this is the foundation of the game. This is the core of the game. You're going to be able to adventure through all of these stuff. And I understand the whole mindset of thinking that you're going to be locked out of content and stuff like that without the expansion. That's not necessarily the case here. Expansions don't come into play until max level. Guild Wars gear progression is pretty linear. What I mean by that is when you hit max level, you're going to be able to afford an exotic set. What this exotic set is going to do is basically enable you to just do all the content of the game. Now, is it going to be super easy? It's going to be as easy as it can be. Giving your build and stuff like that. I think that's the only thing that really changes when you get the expansion. You get subclasses. I'll kind of show you what I mean right here. So you get elite specializations, which you don't unlock these until you've unlocked all of this specialization stuff, and you have to be 80. So just because you want a subclass or something like that, it's not worth it. It's not worth it for you to grab the expansion right off the bat before actually enjoying the game and finding out, you know, what you want to play. Back in the day, people had to choose between which expansion they wanted to buy, but now both of the expansions, I believe, still come bundled or something. So I think when you buy the Heart of Fire or whatever, or is it Heart of Fire? No, it's not Heart of Fire. I'm like completely mixing the names up, okay? It's called Path of Fire. You get Heart of Thorns as well. So you get both expansions for 40 bucks or something, which is the deal. You get me? So I would recommend that. I used to recommend that you would get Path of Fire just to get the mount so it can make it faster, whatever, for questing. But what I've noticed doing map completion and stuff like that on a mount versus doing it on foot, and I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, it's hard to immerse into the game when you have a mount. It's hard for you to say, hey, I'm gonna get off of my mount and stop and go explore something like this cave right here. If I was just on my mount doing map completion, I would ride right past this cave. I would never go into it. But when I didn't have a mount, I realized that I would literally explore places like this to go see what's up. And it's really cool because the game has so many cool mechanics that can do all sorts of things. Like, let me grab a couple mushrooms. So as you can see, I grabbed this mushroom and I guess shrunk down. So like, there's all sorts of crazy stuff or whatever that you can actually enjoy in the game or whatever, that you just find out that's like these really cool things to play with in game. And there's vendors and stuff like that as well that just have little unique little tonics and stuff like that that you would just never find out if you were just mounted and just riding around. Now maybe it might be different for other people, you know, maybe you guys will stop no matter if you have a mount or not, but I'm just telling you guys from personal experience, I noticed that it was a lot more fun and a lot less like a chore just actually doing the world and just playing in the world, doing map completion and stuff like that, doing all the hearts and everything without a mount. Now, I know there's someone that's going to be like, you didn't even explain what map completion is, so why would you even talk about it? Okay, so for those people, world completion is kind of like, I mean, for me, it's something that I want on all my characters. It's just like an achievement type thing, you know, a personal achievement. But it also gives you the items that you need to create the very first legendaries in the game, right? So if that's something that you're interested in, it's dope, and it gives you this little neat star next to your name, which I can't see because I don't know why you can't see your own star, but other people can see that. And when they see that, it basically just yells out, okay, this guy didn't just roll this class for flavor of the month or something like that. This guy actually plays this class because he has map completion. There's no way you don't know your class or whatever and you have map completion, because map completion requires you to complete the hearts of all of these maps here. And this is something that you can do without the expansions or whatever. So there's tons of stuff actually to do. You're not really limited to too many things without the expansion. You get what I mean? And everything that you are limited to without the expansion won't happen until you're already 80. That's why I recommend that you just play the game casually or hardcore, however you want to play the game. But expansion is generally not needed until you're max level, because Guild Wars doesn't really limit you from doing anything without the expansion. It's not like they're gonna say, hey, you can only make this amount of gold, or I'm gonna cap your gold off like, you know, other games do, or hey, you can't get a karma, you can't collect certain items. Or I remember there was one game I played and I did a dungeon and some gear dropped, and the gear was for VIP members only. I'm like, what the hell are VIP members? What are VIP members? I have to pay a subscription just to get certain items. So there's none of that pay to win situation here. The game is genuinely free. You can actually play this game and enjoy hours and hours, maybe weeks worth of content or whatever in this game before you even want to get the expansions. Like I said, the main thing for me for expansions it continues a story and stuff like that. When you get to that point, right? You get to enjoy some more of the living world and all that stuff or whatever, but there's so much for you to appreciate. And trust me, you can learn to love this game. Not learn to love this game, but you'll figure out whether you like this game, whether you have the expansions or not, by times you hit 80. You get what I'm saying? So it's not one of those situations where, oh, the game doesn't open up until you get the expansion or something like that. No, when you get into Guild Wars, it's wide open. You should be able to enjoy just about everything. Now, I don't know if there's any restrictions on like the marketplace or something like that for a new player. I just don't know. This is the birthday gift. Pretty much every year since your character was born. So the date of year that you made your character is your character's birthday, and you get an item every year, no matter what. So, and this item is typically a booster or whatever. It gets better every year. Every year. So the older your character is, the bigger birthday gift that they get every year. I just wanted to just tell you that because I just grabbed it, and I know some people are going to be curious, but this video was just for those people that didn't know whether to buy the expansion or not. There's a lot of game to enjoy. Enjoy the game. If you need help or I left out something, please feel free to comment down in the comment section below what you need help about, and I'll do my best to answer your question. The Guild Wars community is very beautiful. They go out of their way to answer all your questions and stuff like that. They have so many resources out there. I have tons of videos that kind of explain a lot of things. The game doesn't really do drastic changes, so a lot of my videos, they can even be a year and a half, 2 years old, and they'd still be valid today because the game doesn't do drastic changes. Now, if there's a new system in the game that I haven't touched on, obviously that's out of my control. But if you ask, I may do some research on that new system and actually make a video for you guys. It's not a big problem. I just don't get a lot of free time to record. You know, sometimes I have to choose whether I want to hang out with my wife or play a game that I want to play or something on the side, or make videos. And, you know, time is just so precious, right, guys? Peace out. This has been Cosmic Jelly. All right, you chicken butter nuggets.